Good afternoon, everybody. This is Galiko from Apollo IT Services coming with a brand new video. This week, we're going to talk about Microsoft Azure. What is it and what can I do with that? So Microsoft Azure is a very robust and huge platform. So you can do gazillion things on that. I know it sounds crazy, but Microsoft Azure is Microsoft services in the cloud. It can be anywhere from a storage. You can do servers, development servers, SQL, database, VPN, you name it. You can run a full-blown working environment on the cloud. We have a couple of clients that use the Microsoft Azure services. You give them like a Windows 10 environment plus the servers behind the scene, and they can literally work on the cloud, the whole company. They don't need anything except just an iPad, an iPhone, an Android tablet, you name it, Chromebook, they can work on the cloud. Now, another big benefit for Azure, of course, is their massive amount of data centers around USA and the world itself. So depending on the services and how you design your services in Azure, you can have a multiple redundancy and a backup and a failure in case something happens to your system in Central USA. Your East Coast will take over, or you can have a multiple backups to different locations or redundant platforms that will serve different people areas of the USA, depending where you're located. Let's talk about pricing a little bit, right? So think about like Microsoft Azure. You are literally renting someone else's space, computer, right? You need to be aware that you literally pay by the second. I know it sounds funny, but you pay Microsoft by the second of the usage of the resource you use. It might be a storage unit, might be a server, a processor, or memory. You literally pay by the second. Because the reason is, the moment you don't use that, Microsoft can rent this resource to someone else, and then they can make money out of that. So if you keep it alive 24/7, and you actually need it maybe for like 8-9 hours, maybe it's worth considering shutting it down, or something else, consider a reserve instances that you can buy and commit for the whole month for this resource. Again, does it fit every client? Absolutely not. Depending your needs and application, what kind of server you have, there's what also come with cost of licensing behind the scenes, right? If it's an SQL server, a Windows server, Windows 10 server, depending what you need, how many users you have, and what do you want them to do. It's a very robust solution for developers that need to access from around the world or around the USA, or they need a lot of horsepower, or they need like a peak of horsepower for a specific project for a short while. You can literally change your spec on the server to go for like a super crazy mad dog server for like 2 months for a project, and then scale down again to something very slow. You don't need a lot of horsepower. That's another huge benefit of Azure, that you can play with the resource that you have. You can change it like in a matter of a couple of minutes or something like that. Now, if you want to move your company to the cloud, right? Again, depending what you have, the cost not always going to be lower. Let me say it again. People think that the moment I move to the cloud, my cost is going to be lower. That's not necessarily true. You need to run through a special calculator that Microsoft has on the website that will tell you exactly how much you're going to pay, right? Don't forget, you pay for everything on the cloud: licensing, server, processor, memory, storage. And again, depending on the usage, if you want to replicate it somewhere else, it costs you money. Again, the biggest benefit is accessible from anywhere in the world. It's always up and running. It's very resilient, very stable. It's very protected. And it saves you a lot of cost on the infrastructure done upright. That's pretty much it on Azure for the tip of the fork. Hope it help answer some of the questions. If you have questions about Azure, or you're considering moving to the cloud, in what way, if it's a suitable solution for your company, please give us a holler. We'll be more than happy to help you. Again, this is Galiko with Apollo IT Services. Have a wonderful week.